Although it might seem surprising, can be astonishingly accurate. It may be hard to believe that your future could boil down to a handful of tea leaves at the bottom of a cup, but once you learn the knack of deciphering the patterns and symbols, you can unfold a wealth of knowledge. How do Wiccans use tea leaves in everyday practice? The same way psychics use them, to get a peek at what's coming around the bend, or to clarify issues that are going on right now. As your Wiccan tea leaf guru, I will teach you the right and proper way to interpret the leaves and give you a better understanding of how they work. Many people, who don't have the know-how, tend to misinterpret the symbols at the bottom of a cup, and get to thinking that they are doomed to a life of toil and woe, when quite the opposite is true. In this video you'll find all the information you need to read the leaves like a pro. It is believed that tea leaf readings were first practiced in ancient China and the Middle East, then moved west to Europe, along with tea culture, before finally reaching the shores of North America. For some time, tea leaf readings in the United States were associated with trickery and even thievery. It wasn't until the 19th century, with the American Civil War raging, that tea leaf readings became popular, particularly in the southern states. Legend has it that soldiers on the way to battle would stop at one of the many plantations along the way to rest, feed their horses, and have a cup of tea, and sometimes, a member of the household would offer to tell the soldier his fortune, usually with a positive spin. To create visions in your own art cooking. But don't worry, this isn't rocket science, or even culinary school. To begin with, you will need a pot. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just as long as it boils water. You will also need a white, or light-colored cup. This will ensure that you can clearly make out the patterns and images you see in the sediment. The size of the cup is not important, but its width is, as a wider cup bottom will make it easier to see the tea leaves. Fill the pot with water, put it on the stove, and wait for it to boil. Some people like to use bottled water, because they say it's purer. If you don't have this on hand, you can use tap water, and bless the pot by saying these words 3 times. Cleansed and blessed are thee. Water pure, so mote it be. Put about half a teaspoon of loose tea leaves in the bottom of the cup. Stir them around while you wait for the water to boil. At this stage, it's important to concentrate on the questions or issues that you want answers to, so focus as best you can, and try not to let your mind wander. When the water in your pot has reached the boiling point, pour it into the cup, and stir it for a minute or so, still keeping your mind focused on your questions. Let the tea cool down to a comfortable temperature, and then drink it. They say it's purer. If you don't have this on hand, you can use tap water and bless the pot by saying these words 3 times. Cleansed and blessed are thee. Water pure, so mote it be. Put about half a teaspoon of loose tea leaves in the bottom of the cup. Stir them around while you wait for the water to boil. At this stage, it's important to concentrate on the questions or issues that you want answers to, so focus as best you can and try not to let your mind wander. When the water in your pot has reached the boiling point, pour it into the cup and stir it for a minute or so, still keeping your mind focused on your questions. Let the tea cool down to a comfortable temperature and then drink it. It's important not to gulp the tea. Not only will this give you terrible gas, but you could burn your mouth in the process. Gently strain it through your lips, so that you don't drink all of the leaves, along with the liquid. It's tricky, but worth all the fuss in the end. When there's just a small amount of liquid left in the bottom of the cup, it's time to stop. Take the cup and swirl the remaining liquid clockwise 3 times. Put your hand over the top of the cup, so you can swoosh the last bit of liquid up the sides without spilling. Now you're ready to read. Tea leaf readers from all kings on interpreting the shapes formed by the dregs of leaves. When reading the leaves, you are truly getting in touch with your inner self and your subconscious mind. It's very similar to reading the ink blot in a Rorschach test. Look at the shape created by the leaves. What does it look like to you? Use your imagination to associate a word with it. The first word that comes to mind is very important. Let's say you asked the teacup if you would be successful in your career. You might imagine that the tea leaves form a car or a train. Tea leaf reading is similar to dream interpretation, in that they both use symbols. However, the symbols can be interpreted differently, because a dream can show movement. For example, in a dream, a parked vehicle would indicate a dead end, or stagnant situation. Your subconscious mind may be telling you that you are in a dead-end job. But in tea leaf reading, since the tea leaves are always stationary, you cannot differentiate between movement and non-movement. Most non-movement Most people who see a car, associate it with movement, so the subconscious mind would interpret a vehicle symbol as keep moving forward. The list is endless when it comes to words, images, and associations, so I will keep it short and simple here to help you get started. House represents the self. If the house is in good repair, so are you. Sharp object, danger. Clover, good luck. Cat, brief illness. Key, a new venture is coming. Diamond, expect money from an unexpected source. Birds, good omens. Heart, a reward is coming your way. Triangle, good karma. Square, caution. Circle, success ahead. Numbers, indicates time in months, days, or years. Snake, wisdom. Leaf, a new lease on life. Telephone, a message is coming. Mountain, an unfinished task is dogging you. There are dozens of images associated with specific fortunes, and because this subject warrants its own book, I can include only a few here. If you fancy studying this subject at more length, hop on the internet and look up tea leaf reading symbols. This information is readily available to you.